Yo, what's good, fight fans? Welcome back to Ring Ruler, the home of the hardest-hitting boxing breakdowns on YouTube. Buckle up, because today we're stepping into the ring for one of the most jaw-dropping knockouts in featherweight history. It's October 18th, 2014 at the StubHub Center in Carson, California, and we're reliving the night Nicholas the Axeman Walters took on the legendary Filipino Flash, Nonito Donaire, in a fight that ended with a sixth-round TKO that shocked the boxing world. This is a story of power, heart, and one devastating right hand that changed everything. So grab your gloves, smash that like button, and stick with me until the end, because I've got a question that's gonna spark some serious debate in the Ring Ruler community. Let's dive in. Picture this. 2014 was a wild year for boxing. The featherweight division was stacked with killers, and Nonito Donaire was a name that carried weight. The Filipino Flash was a four-division world champion, a former fighter of the year, and a pound-for-pound star. With lightning-fast hands and a left hook that could turn lights out, Donaire was a fan favorite. But there were whispers. After getting outclassed by Guillermo Rigondo in 2013 and scraping by with a controversial win over Simpiwe Vetieka earlier in 2014, some fans were saying Donaire was slipping. At 31, moving up to featherweight seemed to be taking its toll. Was the Flash still untouchable, or was his spark fading? That's the question that hung over the StubHub Center that night, and Ring Ruler is here to break it all down. Now let's talk about the challenger. Nicholas Walters, the Axeman from Jamaica, was 24-0 with 20 knockouts, an 83% KO rate that had promoters and fighters taking notice. This guy was a human sledgehammer. Just 5 months earlier, he'd obliterated Vic Darchinyan in 5 rounds, showing he could hang with the elite. But Walters was still the underdog, a relatively unknown name stepping into the ring against a living legend. Donaire had faced the best: Jorge Arce, Toshiaki Nishioka, Fernando Montiel, and knocked most of them out. Walters? He was untested at this level. The boxing world was buzzing. Could the hungry challenger pull off the upset, or would Donaire's experience and skill send the Axeman back to Jamaica? Both fighters came in with bold predictions. Donaire told HBO, "This fight's ending in a knockout." Walters went even harder, saying, "Donaire's getting knocked out in 5 rounds or less." Talk about throwing down the gauntlet. The StubHub Center was electric, with 9,123 fans packed in, ready for a war. Ring Ruler fans, you know how it feels when 2 knockout artists step into the ring. It's like waiting for a bomb to go off. And this fight? It was a powder keg from the opening bell. Round 1 was a chess match. Donaire circled, popping his jab, looking for angles to land that famous left hook. Walters, tall and rangy at 5'7", stalked forward, using his reach to keep Donaire at bay. No big shots landed, but the tension was thick. You could feel both guys sizing each other up, knowing one mistake could end it all. Then round 2 exploded. Donaire, showing that veteran savvy, slipped a jab and crack, landed a monster left hook right at the bell. Walters' knees buckled, and the crowd roared. The Filipino Flash was back, and it looked like he was about to take over. Ring Ruler fam, have you ever seen a moment where you thought, "It's over"? That's what we felt. But Walters wasn't fazed. He walked back to his corner, told his trainer, "I'm good," and came out for round 3 like a man possessed. The Axeman started landing his jab, setting up bigger shots. Then halfway through the round, boom, a picture-perfect right uppercut caught Donaire flush. The Filipino Flash hit the canvas for the first time in the fight. The crowd gasped as Donaire got up at 6, but you could see it in his eyes. He was hurt. Walters smelled blood and went to work, piling on pressure. Donaire survived the round, but the momentum had shifted. Ring Ruler fans, this is where the fight turned into a war. Rounds 4 and 5 were brutal. Donaire, blood trickling from a cut, started getting reckless, swinging wild hooks to try and turn the tide. But Walters was too composed. He was picking his shots, landing crisp combinations, and using his size advantage to bully Donaire in the clinch. The Filipino Flash was still dangerous, but he was tiring, and Walters was relentless. By round 6, Donaire's face was a mess, and the crowd could sense something big was coming. Walters was stalking, waiting for his moment, and Donaire was fighting on hard alone. Then it happened. Early in round 6, Donaire threw a desperate left hook, but Walters saw it coming a mile away. He slipped the punch, stepped back, and unleashed a right hand from hell. Crack! The shot landed square on Donaire's head, and the Filipino Flash went face first to the canvas. The StubHub Center erupted. Donaire, showing the heart of a champion, dragged himself up at 8, but his legs were gone. Referee Raul Caiz Jr. took one look and waved it off. TKO for Nicholas Walters at 2:59 of round 6. The Axeman had done it. He'd chopped down a legend in front of a stunned crowd. Ring Ruler fam, that knockout still gives me chills. Let's talk aftermath. Walters was electric in his post-fight interview with Max Kellerman, saying, "I came here to do a job, and I got it done." He claimed the WBA featherweight title and super champion status, cementing himself as a force at 126 pounds. For Donaire, it was a crushing blow, his first knockout loss in a 14-year career. Fans and analysts were split. Some said Donaire was past his prime, struggling against bigger featherweights. Others argued Walters was just that good, a perfect storm of power and precision. The debate raged on X, with fans calling it everything, from an upset for the ages to proof Donaire should have stayed at 122. But here's the twist. Walters' time at the top was short-lived. In 2015, he lost his title on the scales after failing to make weight, and a year later, Vasily Lomachenko outclassed him, leading to Walters' retirement for a few years. Donaire, on the other hand, showed incredible resilience. He dropped, back to lower weights, won titles, and even at 40 was still fighting for world championships. That's the heart of a legend, Ring Ruler fans. This fight wasn't just a knockout, it was a turning point for both men, a moment that defined their careers in different ways. Why does this fight still matter? Because it's the ultimate underdog story. Walters, the unheralded challenger, took on a pound-for-pound great and proved he belonged. For Donaire, it was a wake-up call, but his comeback showed why he's a first-ballot Hall of Famer. On X, fans still argue over this one. Some say Walters' size and power were too much. Others think Donaire's move to featherweight was a mistake. What do you think, Ring Ruler fam? That's the question I promised. Was this knockout proof that Donaire was past his prime, or was Nicholas Walters just unstoppable that night? Drop your thoughts in the comments. I'm reading every single one, and I want to see the Ring Ruler. Community, light it up. If you love this breakdown, smash that like button and subscribe to Ring Ruler for more epic fight stories. Hit the bell so you never miss a video, because we've got more coming your way. Want to keep the vibe going? Check out our breakdown of Donaire's insane comeback against Darchinyan. It's linked in the description. Share this video with your fight crew, and let's keep the Ring Ruler movement growing. Thanks for rocking with me, and I'll see you in the next one. Let's keep ruling the ring.